One day, Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" His disciples replied to him, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." Then Jesus asked the central question in the whole Bible, and a question that every person must come to terms with. Who do you say that I am? Today, the question is still pertinent. Who do people say that Jesus is? People say a lot of things. They say things like, well, he was a historical figure. He was a good man. He was a prophet, or he showed people how to love, or others say that he was a revolutionary that got killed on a cross. But in my experience, most people would say something to the effect of, he was a great teacher. Now, I want to take just a moment with you to help you discover more of who Jesus is. Everything that was mentioned above is absolutely true. If we take it a step further and say, Jesus is God and Jesus is the only way to salvation, now we're going to get into a lot of trouble. We're going to get a lot of pushback on that one. Because when it comes to our world, Jesus being a great teacher is just fine. Him being God is not fine. So let's look into that for just a moment. I think we can all agree that if you are going to be considered a great teacher, then a prerequisite is that you must teach something that's accurate and true. Being a great teacher is more than simply being engaging or having a big following. You can be engaging and dynamic and charismatic and fun, but if you're teaching that 2 + 2 = 22, listen, you may be a fun teacher, but you're certainly not a good one. So if Jesus is truly a great teacher, then let's take into account the things he actually taught. Okay, so for instance, Jesus taught a lot about himself. He said that literally everything taught in the Old Testament was about him. Everything God gave Moses to write indicated his own life, death, and resurrection, that it all points to him. Now, that's quite a claim from a great teacher. Can you imagine talking with somebody who said, listen, everything in the Bible, yeah, it points to this guy right here? You would definitely think that person was nutso crazy. But Jesus also said, I am the door. Well, the door to what? He further explained saying, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to God the Father except through me. Okay, now Jesus being the door and the way and the truth of the life, nobody gets to God. Now that's another huge claim. Literally, he said that it's only through him that you can get to God. Now, here's another teaching of Jesus. Jesus also said, I am the bread of life, saying, whoever feeds on my flesh and drinks of my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up in the last day. So if Jesus is simply a great teacher, then this teacher is getting weird. Eat his flesh, drink his blood, will give eternal life. Who does this guy claim to be? Well, Jesus further taught that he and God the Father are one with each other. So, who exactly is Jesus claiming to be? People say that Jesus never claimed he was God, but in the context of the Bible, all the religious leaders of the day wanted to stone him on several occasions because according to the context, that is exactly who Jesus was claiming to be. When you say that you and God are one, that's pretty huge. When you claim, as Jesus did, to pre-exist Abraham and claim the title of I am for yourself, you are claiming equality with God himself. Clearly, Jesus did not view himself as merely a great teacher. Okay, so if Jesus was a great teacher, then we need to examine these claims, and they will lead us to an ultimate conclusion. Either Jesus was a horrible teacher of lies, or he was nutso crazy, or he is who he said he is. The reality is that 2,000 years later, Jesus is still the central figure of humanity. No other person can claim to have billions of followers. No one has transformed as many lives, impacted human history, and still have the best-selling book of all time. It is only Jesus. So many miracles can never have been done in any other name. It is only Jesus. So the question remains for you to answer. Who do you say that he is?